this is music, and this haul here is not as crazy as it seems. Welcome to another haul slash update video. I know this looks like a crazy haul, but it's actually like 3 smaller hauls that I grabbed in August. And one of them was very cheap because it was in a second-hand record store, and they have perpetual offers. So it's not as crazy as it seems, but let's just get down to it. I have some cassette tapes. I have some 12-inch vinyl and 1 7-inch vinyl. So I grabbed these from 3 different places. So the first 4 records I'm going to show you, I bought them from Vinylpladen, a record store in Denmark. I buy from them very often because it's just such a great level of service they have. But I decided to grab the Dizzy Mizz Lizzy albums. They've been reissued, the ones from the 90s. And this is the debut album. I decided to grab them on vinyl. I've had multiple copies of these on CD throughout the years. This is the debut, self-titled. And these guys were huge back in the 90s. In Denmark, of course, and they also made it big in Japan. And the style is, I would say, polished, melodic, hard rock, very catchy, with some alternative rock tendencies, but I do not consider this grunge. A lot of people kind of sort of lump these guys in with the grunge bands, probably just because it's from the 90s, but I think, to be honest, it's too polished and too upbeat to be grunge. If you want some Danish grunge, I suggest you check out Barkhandel, and their brand of grunge was really dirty and filthy. So anyways, I also grabbed this one here, Rotator, the second album they did. Whoops, this is what it looks like on the back. Vinylpladen always enclose these really good inner sleeves, part of the great service. Yeah, Rotator, same style, but maybe with a bit more aggression to some of the songs, but still catchy, still kind of polished, still very good, and really glad to have these reissues. Now, after Rotator, the band broke up because their main songwriter wanted to go in a more softy direction, and the 2 other guys wanted to go in a more hard rock and metal direction. But they would, have reunions every now and then, and they kind of got back together permanently in 2015 or 2016 or something like that. They certainly released a brand new album in 2016, Forward in Reverse, and what's kind of astonishing about this album, is what it looks like on the back, is that they managed to capture the same style, the same sound even, 90s sound on this one, although this is from 2016. Lots of good songs on this one. Flying Pharaoh, the opening track is a really, really cool instrumental. So that's great. And then in 2021, they released the 4th full-length effort, Alter Echo. I have not listened extensively to this one. I do have a digital copy of it. But this one is, I would say, kind of darker in a way, less upbeat. And the second side B, is kind of like one maybe cycle of songs, or just one long song. So they're slightly more progressive on this one too. I would say that there has always been a kind of quasi-progressive character to their music. We're not talking prog rock or anything like that, but it's has always come across to me as a bit inspired by some of the prog rock bands at least, and they just explore this style a bit more on Alter Echo. Great stuff. So that was the Vinylpladen haul. Then we will turn to some records and cassette tapes I bought from Reverb Vinyl in Aarhus. Vinylpladen, by the way, is also in Aarhus. I have shown some records. I went to Aarhus for a conference, and I just dropped by Reverb Vinyl. There you go, and bought just a handful of records. And now I decided to try to buy from their Discogs, so that's what I did. And as I said, I grabbed some cassette tapes and some 12-inch vinyl and one 7-inch. So the cassette tapes are, first of all here, Skull Maggot, and this one is called Kill and Die. Red cassette tape. Not a whole lot of tape in it, but still, side A has 4 songs and side B has 4 songs. So the songs are probably pretty short. Kind of deathy stuff. And this is also death metal. Wayward Dawn here. House of Mirrors. On black cassette shell. And this is a 2-track kind of single. Both tracks are on both sides. And then I just grabbed this one, the Zur single by Acid Rain. This came as part of the Worst of Acid Rain, the compilation, but the title Zur kind of got the best of me, and they had this one just on its own, so I grabbed it. I will at some point pick up the entire package, The Worst of Acid Rain, because there's some really fun songs on that one. One of my buddies had it in on CD back in the day, so yeah, just a fun little thing. And then some 12-inch ones, Bodine, 3 times running. Some hard rock, trad, probably more hard rock than trad metal. Only 79.95. The HMV shop price, not pounds. This is a Danish HMV. We used to have a couple of them in Denmark, so this is 79.95 Danish kroner. Probably from the 80s or maybe 90s. I think they sort of closed down all their shops towards the end of the 90s in Denmark. So 79.99 Danish kroner. That's like what? 8 pounds or something. That's not what I paid for this. I paid more, like 4 or 5 pounds, 40 Danish kroner. So just a little fun thing. This is the kind of price tag that I think is kind of fun to have, because there was an HMV in my town where I grew up when I was a kid. I would go there every month and buy Iron Maiden CDs and things like that for my allowance. Okay, up next, some Japanese hard rock metal, Vow Wow. Warning from Stardust. Pretty cool band shot here on the back. I have one album on cassette tape from when they were known as Vow Wow, and that one is amazing. So I decided to grab some LPs as well. So here's one, from when they were called Vow Wow. I don't get this name change, but whatever. Warning from Stardust. And I'm not a big live album guy, but they had this one here, pretty cheap. The jacket is somewhat beat up, but that's okay. Live, Holy Expedition. Pretty cool shot here, and dude is wearing a wig, so that's fun. So yeah, not a big live album guy. I do like Made in Japan. The Deep Purple one is great. Life After Death is great. So there are some cool live albums. The online serving that Bandmate did, they have like a live DVD of that. That's brilliant too. So I just got curious and grabbed this one. more stuff. Dirty Fingers by Gary Moore. I do like sort of Gary, although he has sort of, or he disowned that himself, but I do like sort of early mid 80s, more heavy metal hard rock output that he had. So I've been wanting to grab some of these. So here's Dirty Fingers, and I also have not in this haul, but I managed to find a copy of After the War, which I really like. That's a great album. And the last release in the Reverb Vinyl haul is Mad by Raven EP mini album. And this one is supposed to be extremely good. I haven't heard it. And they kind of made it in reaction to The Pack is Back, which is supposed to be terrible because of interference by the label and things like that. So they were pissed off, and they made one of the best EPs apparently they ever did in the form of Mad here. So the anger and madness, borderline insanity that you see here on this picture is probably genuine. He's on stage, probably thinking about the fucking stupid label while playing an awesome song here, I hope. So yeah, Mad by Raven. And then the last haul is 10 records, and it seems crazy, but I've grabbed them in a Quartz outlet, and they have this Dutch auction going on, so every day the prices fall. Now here, I grabbed these in the beginning of sort of, it's kind of like a cycle, so in the beginning of the cycle. So here I paid 500 Danish kroner for 10 vinyl albums, all secondhand, and 500 Danish kroner is around what, somewhere between probably somewhere between 48 and 55 or something euro, pound, dollars. So it's not a lot, it's very cheap. So I grabbed this one here, Boston, the debut, I think, self-titled. Has some cool songs on it that I like. My dad had this one. I think he still has it when I was a kid. So, you know, I grabbed it. Because as I said, I like some of the songs. Also, Don't Look Back. Here, people say it's not as good as the first one, but I don't care when it's that cheap. It's a gatefold, and as you can see, the jacket is a bit beat up. Actually, the gatefold was kind of sticky. They were sticking together. I hope it's not. No, it's not, because it's not a dirty magazine, but it's kind of disgusting. Anyways, that's what happens when you buy secondhand, I guess. The Mama album by Genesis. I'm not looking to grab all Genesis's albums on vinyl. I have them on CD. But, you know, there's some cool songs on here. There are also some problematic songs on here, but I quite like Mama, for example. And the two Home by the Sea songs are awesome as well. And Silver Rainbow is pretty cool too. So I grabbed it, you know. And they also had this one, which a lot of people hate, but also a lot of people love. A lot of old prog heads hate this one because it's a pop rock album. And a lot of pop fans, of course, like this because it has Invisible Touch on it. It has Land of Confusion. They were massive hits. But there are also some darker songs on here that I really like. Tonight, Tonight, Tonight is a dark kind of pop song. Domino is a long kind of almost prog pop kind of song that I really like. And then you have the Brazilian, which is just chaos. So Invisible Touch, sort of staying in the world of stuff that's related, I guess, to prog rock. They had this copy of Heavy Horses by Jethro Tull, which was actually kind of in pretty good shape, given the price and all that stuff. And I'm kind of going out of the scope of what my collection is all about here, but you know, with prices like these, you know, I'm fine with grabbing some things that are not metal and hard rock and so on and so forth. And I guess that also applies to this one here, Kim Wilde, the one that has Kids in America on it. It's right there. I love that song, Kids in America. That's why I grabbed this one. Back in high school, or gymnasiet as it was called in Danish, I got together with some of the other kids from the music class that I took, and we did a cover version of Kids in America for the school Christmas party. And we ended up actually throwing in just an extreme metal, just ending. And I played the keyboards on that version that we did. And then just towards the ending, we did kind of like some blast beats and growls just for like a couple of seconds. That was fun. So yeah, good memories attached to that song. Also, you got Rick rolled, Rick Astley, whenever you need somebody, yeah. Has Never Gonna Give You Up on it. And I mean, I don't hate pop music, right? I think that my regular viewers know that, but they also know I dislike contemporary pop music from today. But I don't hate pop music, and I do like some 80s pop and some early 90s pop. And you know, I've picked up some Nick Kershaw albums and Mel and Kim and things like that, really cheap. And they had this one, Rick Astley, so I figured I would Rick roll myself and just grab it and, you know, listen to Never Gonna Give You Up. I guess some stuff that is more within the scope or related to the scope of my vinyl collection, Susie Quadro. I think we can consider it kind of hard rock, punky hard rock. I don't know if it's punky, but it's kind of dirty hard rock and rolly stuff. So that's very cool to have this one. Susie Quadro, sideburns dude, probably gonna get drunk. And I know it's supposed to look cool and all that stuff, but it just looks like she's thinking, oh, not again. Okay, whatever, I'll let him drink. I'll fire him at some point. Also, there's a seam split, right? And another album by a prog, or originally a prog rock band. An album that the prog heads hate, but the pop fans like. Yes, 9125. Or 90125 or whatever, the one that has Owner of a Lonely Heart on it. And Owner of a Lonely Heart is a pop rock song, but the other songs on here are kind of almost like art pop kind of songs. They're very sophisticated. They are progressively leaning, I think. I think this is a very good 80s just pop rock album. I really enjoy it. I don't need to grab all of Yes's stuff on vinyl either. I have what I feel like I need by them on CD, but again, at a price like this, why not grab this one? And the last of the bunch, some more Yes Tornado. I don't think I've ever heard this one, to be honest, and I do like Yes, so I grabbed it, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So yeah, a haul that seems crazy, but yeah, it's really 3 hauls, and sort of the majority, I guess, of the records were really cheap, right? The ones I got from the outlet, Quartz outlet, and the ones I got from Reverb Vinyl, a lot of those were actually also very cheap, like 40 Danish kroner, 50 Danish kroner. I think one of them was 60 Danish kroner too. So not as insane as it seems. But yeah, thanks for watching.